Don't you think that women would make better dating coaches than men?
Well, you don't ask the fish how to catch fish, you ask the fisherman. 9 out of 10 times when I ask a woman what she wants, and then I look at the last 10 guys there's no correlation.
I don't feel like I need to date you 5-10 years. I'm like, that's like my husband. No, you're not gonna catch me like that. I'd feel like, are we doing this or not? Because by year 3, I'm looking at it like, oh, okay, we just gonna keep dancing this dance. What else you need to know about me?
So the year 3, would be, is that your?
That's my make or break year. We not doing this. We not doing it. What else you need to know at this point? You about my family? You know my habits. What else? What is still like? I'm not sure if she's the one. Year 3. You gonna tell me year 4 is gonna be different?
Okay, so
what's different on year 4?
So we're not doing that. We're not going there. We're communicating.
You got a brand new woman, we laugh all day like
What? You mean they're not celebrating? Well, that's a radical change of pace, and I must say it's pleasant to see. Because here we have 2 attractive women surrounded by thousands of men, and they're actually disappointed that they're not being approached or hit on by any of these men. And I think that we all need to recognize who is mainly responsible for this. A small minority of women that don't like men, because they have been telling individuals that they don't want men to approach them, that they want men to leave them alone, and that in fact men aren't lonely enough. Well, this is a message to those women, that small minority of women that dislike men. There are a lot of women that actually think reasonably and rationally and do respect men and actually want men to approach them. And I'm sure you're going to call them names, but most of us don't care what you have to say.
I'm so pro-choice. I don't even think it's pro-choice anymore. I'm pro-abortion. Yes. Go get one. Everybody should get an abortion. Everybody should have one. Nobody should be pregnant. We should stop having kids. Stop having kids. Go get an abortion. What are you doing? Why are you pregnant? Why are you pregnant?
This is a woman who's mad because she feels like she can't, get control the way men have. So she's like, oh yeah, screw you. I'm going to be irresponsible. And then it's my body. And even if you wanted to keep the baby, I get to make the decision. Screw you. It's all of that. It's all of that. This is the face, the ugly, rotten, twisted face of the girl power movement. This is where it landed. It went from well, I mean, in many respects, it started ugly, to be frank, but it's gone from bad to worse. And this is the face.
Males with penises will never be women. I couldn't agree more.
This is going somewhere, isn't it?
That's why I'm a female with a penis.
So we're just throwing around words and basic terminology willy-nilly, not taking into consideration any of their possible actual meanings, along with any of their possible connotations. And I say this because there are a lot of individuals out there that genuinely believe that gender is completely a social construct, which is why, in their opinion, it can be changed. However, most people do understand that male and female are biological terms referring to a person's biology. And we all know that biology, after all, cannot be changed. So, a female with an appendage. This is just rage bait at this point. There are individuals saying whatever just to get attention.
The worst thing you can say to a woman is you're beautiful, especially if she is. She's heard that 7 times before breakfast. If you lead with validation, you kneel. You're negotiating from beneath her. And you'd be better off telling her you'd be more stunning if you didn't have the fat gene. Now she's not being worshipped. Then she says, well, I don't have the fat gene. And now she's qualifying herself. And then double down. Tension is the only way to be memorable with modern women. Now she's not admired. She's assessed. If you keep worshiping beauty, you'll watch other men leave with it.
Where's your mom?
Where's your dad? Is your name Monroe? Yeah. You commented some hater stuff on my stuff the other day. Does height matter? Yes or no?
Yes. No.
Step on the scale. You have to.
No.
If you say height matters, but you're uncomfortable being judged based on weight, then that's a double standard. You think the McLaren's gonna save you?
Can I see what I commented? I'm so curious. Because they just told me who you were like 5 minutes ago.
That is the biggest cap. You've commented on at least like, there's been more than one. You know how there's the priority notifications when someone has more than 100K followers? So you're not gonna step on the scale?
Fuck your scale. Where's your mom?
Where's your dad?
He's in jail.
The jokes write themselves. I don't really have to say much. But all right, you have a great night, all right?
Bye.
Bro, get off of RainBet, bro.
Delete all the girlfriend and wife porn on your phone. Delete all the pictures, the videos, everything. Just get rid of it. You have no idea how freeing that is. It's almost like a hot air balloon. You know, it's got those sandbags. What do they call that? Ballast. And when you get rid of those sandbags, all of a sudden the hot air balloon rises. Kind of reminds me of your life. Memories and sentimentalism are a trap for most men. They will keep you on the ground.
So today we have the future husband test that women use in 2026. Now we have a lot to cover here, believe it or not. So strap in. Number 1, how much money does he make? Number 2, how tall is he? Number 3, how good looking is he? Number 4, is he emotionally intelligent? Number 5, is he respected by peers? Number 6, does he have a bright future? Number 7, do I feel safe around him? Number 8, is he going to be loyal to me? Number 9, there's many more, but we're going to run out of fucking time here. So what does this tell you? Because we saw the tests that men use. There's a lot less stipulations involved in that. So there's a lot of women out here today that want to say, oh, there's no good men, blah, 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 blah. It's like, you guys have fucking 100 things that you're looking for in one man. Because do you deserve all of these? Take a look at your past. Is your past a little rocky? Because the more rocky your past is, the less of these that you're going to find. But also, as a man, don't hate the player, hate the game. If you know that women are looking for all of these things, it's your job as a man to become all of these things. If you want to have a successful relationship, you want to find a good woman. So there's problems on both sides here. But like I said, don't hate the player, hate the game. You got to come out here and you got to come ready to play. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk today, and I'll see you at the same time again tomorrow.
Think of yourself in your teens. Think of yourself in your 20s. Think of yourself in your 30s. You ain't 40 yet, right?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm almost.
We change.
Yes.
And we all change differently. Let's go into heterosexual relationships. This idea, you could sit here and say that men mature at a different rate and men do this at a different rate.
Yeah.
The idea that you're supposed to be with that person while they change and just expect them to accept your changes, you accept theirs, and y'all continue to be happy for the rest of your life, to me, that is an unrealistic way of thinking.
Why?
Because you're not the same person. So the person you marry oftentimes ain't the person you divorce.
Right.
The person you start off being friends with in the beginning, when y'all break up or even in a friendship dynamic, same thing. When you start a job, you're excited. After you've been there a couple of years, I need something new. This job no longer serves me. So why can't that be the reality in romance? Because that's the reality. And that's why I say I think all of that stuff, monogamy, our expectations on romantic partnership is unrealistic.
I don't think it's unrealistic. Now, what I do agree with you on is I think that there is yes, girl, there is an unhealthy expectation for one person to be your everything.
Yes.
And I think if you're counting on one person to be your everything, it could never work. Because even with me and my man, I had the realization with him specifically, he's not the let's talk about your feelings. That's not who he is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
It's going to get rough then.
No, it's not. I'm not saying feelings when I'm upset. I'm saying like, do you ever think about what you think about and then you start going into these random whimsical areas that we as women often do?
We do.
He don't do that. So you know what I do? I do that with my mother. I do that with my girlfriends. I do that with people that also do that.
Okay.
I can't expect him to be something that he's not. I can't expect a duck to be a pigeon. I can't expect a pigeon to be an eagle. Yes. I got to choose the eagle or choose the duck.
And this is the mindset that a lot of modern women have. Well, I'm not expecting this person. They don't adapt, right? They just leave. And he's not serving me anymore, so I'm leaving the situation. And this is why men don't want to get married. This is why men are not committing. Because y'all are not actually committing to relationships. I know it sounds good. I know, based on your posture and how you sit, people think that you're saying something deep. But what you're actually saying is, I'm not committed. But go ahead and spend this $50,000 on me. I'm not committed, but let's go ahead and spend this $5,000 to $7,000 on this engagement ring. Mind you, A lot of these women out here don't know that they're supposed to buy the wedding ring. Oh, I thought he was supposed to buy it. He was supposed to buy himself the wedding ring? How much sense does that make? If he bought you the engagement ring and your wedding band, why would he buy himself? I didn't know that because I don't think about anything else. Bingo. Well, I didn't know how the thing's supposed to go. Bingo. You just think about, look what I'm going to get on this day. Look at how people are going to be watching me and staring at me. It's going to be all eyes on me. What about all eyes on us? No, I'm not really interested in that. I'm interested in everybody paying attention to me, telling me how beautiful I am, telling me how good I look. I'll give it a go. And if I try really hard, I'll stay in for about 6 or 7 years. And then I'll move on because it's not serving me anymore. It's no longer serving me anymore.
And you think I'm crazy, yeah, you think I'm crazy. I'm friends with the monster, the son of my...
It's all men. And not understanding that as a male at this point, you are also a danger to your fucking self.
You want to know why these type of men are annoying as fuck? Because you know they the enemy of women. When they say dumb shit like this, because this ain't for us. He know he couldn't tell us this shit. You know you couldn't convince another nigga this, so who is it for? You're a detriment to yourself. If you don't know it's all men, let me tell you how I think. If I really believe I ain't had no control of my choices, then I want excuses. Don't blame me because I'm not actually making a choice. I don't have free will. It's not really me, is it? It's my gender. It's my skin color. This is just what men do. You motherfuckers try to make men clueless, and that's why the niggas do what they do. But then the women listen to this. He's a king. He understands it. No, you still under that fucking spell where a nigga can tell you anything, even if it's fucking goofy. This some goofy ass shit. It's all man, and you not understanding that is detrimental to you. I'm about to be 35. Never been arrested. Don't eat animals. Don't put my hands on women. Don't cheat or none of that. But I will never be the goofy lame ass nigga who get on here and tell them this shit they be telling them. These niggas are liars. The same one y'all swear we are, but it's the same bullshit that you fall for, right? Because it makes you feel good in the inside. Y'all weak ass feelings is gonna be detrimental to y'all.
Later, bro. 2 months later. It's been 2 fucking months. And he's proposing to her. What the fuck? What the fuck? What? He was just in my fucking bed, bro. He was just in my fucking bed 2 months ago. 2 months ago. And he's fucking proposing to her. I don't understand that. Oh, fuck this fucking chungus has fucking here.
Okay, so my understanding, I had to look at the notes on this. My understanding was her boyfriend, well, he's her ex-boyfriend now. They broke up 2 months ago. And he already proposed to another girl already. So either two things, old girl got that butter pecan fi-fi, or she was already in the picture when they broke up. You know what I mean?
The man who never gives up is the man who complains very little. He may be in debt with literally not a dime in his pocket or to his name, and he's alone, yet he's not going to air it out or blame others for his troubles. He sleeps poorly, thinks too much, and goes to bed late as if the whole damn world is weighing him down, because to him it feels like it is. Even with all of that, he keeps believing that one day everything will change. People think he's fine because he's quiet, but he's not fine. He is struggling on the inside, but he has faith, because faith is what helps him to get up even when he has no strength, and to keep going even when he doesn't see the results right away. Behind that routine, there isn't just responsibility. There's love, conviction, and belief that even if today he falls, tomorrow he will try again. Having problems makes him stronger because he understands that the money will come, the exhaustion will pass, and all his bad nights, they're going to come to an end. But the discipline and hope that drive him will take him way further than any blow that he's going to receive. And in the end, what's hard isn't really carrying everything. What's hard is carrying everything and still keeping hope alive. That is key. But that man who doesn't give up sooner or later will find the day when everything he's ever dreamed of finally comes true. So to all the men who refuse to give up, this video is for you.
I appreciate that. Men need a lot of encouragement in this society. Once again, we hear the saying, men never receive their flowers. A lot of men never receive their flowers until their funeral. And it's nice to receive some validation, some attention, somebody saying that a man is actually worth something, especially in today's world, today's society, right? Man says, hey, I'm a prize too. I'm worth something too. And he gets called sassy. Man says, hey, you know what? I bring something to the table too. As a matter of fact, I do quite a lot. There can only be one bad bee in this relationship. There can only be one diva in this relationship. I'm not trying to be a diva or a boss babe. I'm just trying to get you to say thank you every once in a while.
When Republicans have a problem with the term pregnant people, it's so telling.
Why does everything have to be about politics? Because no, it's not just one group of people based on a political affiliation that don't like the terminology pregnant people.
Because what they're really saying is only women can give birth.
Okay, that part would be correct. Only women can give birth. Or to be more accurate, only females can give birth. But then again, a lot of individuals don't like being called female, so that's why they're referred to as women.
I'm sorry, are women not people?
Really? Is that how far that someone is going to try to stretch this in order to be offended on behalf of others? Ugh, good grief.
When I say pregnant people, that includes pregnant women. If you don't think women are people, just say that.
Most individuals are very well aware that women are people. But what I find really amusing is individuals that cannot get politics out of their head for a single instance because they want to find ways to be offended.
If you want to have a thriving sex life and never stop desiring your partner, you've got to tackle that porn problem now. I spent hours going through the major research on porn-addicted men under the age of 35, so you don't have to. And the common pattern I see is that the higher levels of porn use, the lower the levels of sexual satisfaction, arousal, and higher levels of erectile dysfunction. And it's not because testosterone or libido goes down at any certain age. It is because you have adapted your brain to only be aroused by watching other people have sex. So the question becomes, how can one rewire the conditioning that porn has done to their brain? The single environmental shift you can make today isn't getting more willpower, it's not more discipline, it's not downloading an app. It is getting into a community. There are decades of research that show isolation and shame increases the chance of relapse. How does it do that? Because shame increases stress, and stress increases craving. So if you get into a community, you will lower your stress. How does community lower stress, you may ask? Well, when you're around a group of people who are struggling or have gotten through the thing that you are struggling with, you will realize that your struggle is not uncommon to man. Your addiction is normal. There are a lot of people who struggle with it. When you're in isolation, you can hear a lot of bad thoughts in your head telling you you're evil, you're disgusting, you're the only person who struggles with this. And that brings so much shame, which brings in stress, which brings in craving, and then you relapse. If you're in a community, more specifically a church, a Bible study, a group of men that you can confide in and they can confide in you, and when you lift up that shame off of you, you will raise the chance of never relapsing again. Remember, you cannot rewire a porn-addicted brain in isolation.
At my head, I wanna drown my sorrow. No tomorrow.
This is pretty common and it breaks my heart. If somebody gets cheated on and as a couple and they go through the healing process, and that includes rebuilding trust. I get access to your phone. I want to see you CC me on every email. Like I'm going through phone records for 6 to 9 months, whatever you got to do, you rebuild trust. When I say I'm back in and I'm all in, I am deciding I cannot throw this in your face forever. We got to build something new. And if every argument, if I stuff your past infidelity or your past financial issues or your past whatever, I put it in my back pocket and I keep it there just in case I feel like I'm losing an argument and I can just throw it at you, then yes, I am 100% the problem.
I am disabled! I have a brain injury!
Oh, I agree. It's called being a woke feminist. Sadly, it's spreading like wildfire.
Don't let your coworkers ruin your day. Ruin their day first.
But I have a good day, and ain't nobody got to cry today. 'Cause ain't nobody gonna die today.
Airline fresh, new cologne on. Feeling so good, change the color to my phone. Orange Kool-Aid.
you don't like him having any female friends.
No, not in the sense of like, oh, they're chatting on the phone. They're like trying to see each other, like, you know, go for a coffee, for a lunch. Like, why? Like, I don't understand it.
Have you ever done that? Hung out with your guy friend without Larry's presence?
Yeah, because he doesn't never,
Well,
he
there you
hasn't
go.
been in Dubai for so long.
Wait,
but
Well, that's just like insanely hypocritical.
I don't think so.
Let me get this straight. He can't have girls as friends, but you can have guys as friends? My mans, you being played. If you see this, you gotta go. Let me know what you think.
Almost every girlfriend you've ever had pulls away from you because you lose her through the cell phone. This is what I mean. When I say you lose her through the cell phone, you're over communicating on text message because you believe you have to keep holding her attention. But this comes across as low value, and what happens is her desire completely drops. So let me give you an example. She sends you a message and she says, "Oh my gosh, lunch was so good. I just had lasagna." And you put exclamation mark, "No way too," or "No way, me too. I just had a whole pizza." And she says, "Oh, whoa, what kind? Was it good?" And you're texting back and forth, back and forth. Then what happens is later on, you're going to ask her, "Hey, do you want to go meet up somewhere?" And then there's just going to be silence. What you have to do is you have to understand what women do through the cell phone when you're dating them is they find ways to grab your attention. And the more you give that attention, the more your attention starts to not hold any value. So let me give you an example. I'm not saying you have to not reply. What I am saying, though, is you can acknowledge her statement, but that doesn't mean you have to keep communication pushing forward. If she sends you a message that says, "Oh my gosh, lunch was so good. I just had lasagna," all you do is you hold down that reaction button and you give that message a heart, and that's it. You don't have to reply. You don't have to say, "Oh, that's amazing, baby." You don't have to give her an update of what you ate. You don't have to do any of that. Because as you do that, she's just going to lower her desire for you more and more and more. So keep this in mind, okay? This right here is specifically why you probably lost her, is because day by day, week by week, month by month, your attention digitally started to lose its value. You're too available. She knows what you're doing too much. You don't leave any room for periods of silence. And because of that, she can never miss you. If you want to learn, understand, and master the language of women at an even deeper level, check out what I made for you. It's in my bio. It's in my description. I'm going to show you the whole process. You'll love it.
I got to disagree. I got to disagree vehemently. You don't have to be texting back and forth every minute of the day, every second of the day. You don't have to do that. But I don't, if y'all like each other, y'all going to be talking. You know what I mean? Like that's a point of connection. I ate lasagna. Oh man, wow, that looks really good. Man, I have to try some sometime. Yeah, I might make you some. Wow, okay. So what did you eat? Yeah, man, I just ate some McDonald's, just nothing much. And, I should have had some of that lasagna that you had. So you're asking for that connection, right? She's asking for a connection, and you're trying to build that connection with her, which is really honestly what you should be doing. We don't want women to play games, but then this is the type, like if you're doing this type of stuff, specifically this, I think you're playing a game, to be honest with you. Playing around. Don't do that. You need to figure out who you're talking to. And if she don't want to talk to you, then you need to go ahead and let her go on down the road.
If you've been ghosted by a girl, remember this. Your worth isn't tied to somebody else's actions. So don't ever let somebody else's inability to communicate their feelings be a reflection of what you deserve. Pick your head up, because your girl can't find you if you refuse to put yourself back out there.
If she leaves you for someone else, there is only one rule you need to follow. Never look back. Listen to me. If a girl asks for a break or leaves you for another guy, do not try to win her back.
Yeah.
Don't even stay friends. Most guys stay around helping her out and hoping she'll change her mind. That is a trap. If you do that, you aren't her partner anymore. You're just her backup plan.
Yeah.
Even if she comes back later, it won't last. Why? Because she already lost her respect for you.
Mm-hmm.
She'll just put you through the same pain again. And this time it will hurt even more. Don't waste 3 years trying to fix a mistake you can walk away from in 3 seconds. It could take you years to recover from that kind of mess.
Right.
When someone shows you that you aren't their first choice, believe them the first time. Close the book, keep your head up, and save your heart for someone who doesn't need a break to realize your worth.
The most dangerous man you will ever meet is one who healed alone. Not violent, not angry. A man who was broken by life and rebuilt himself without applause. He faced truths most people avoid. He lost what he thought defined him and still stood back up. That teaches a lesson few ever learn. When everything falls apart, the one person you cannot abandon is yourself. That changes a man. He does not fear being alone. He values it. He does not chase approval. He outgrew it. He lets people stay or leave without force.
If you find a woman that doesn't play games and she doesn't test you, congratulations, you found a retard or a man. All women play games, and all women will forever play games. And it's because boredom is their kryptonite, and they play these games and they do these tests to cure their boredom. Games are fun. They also play games and perform tests because any outcome is going to be positive for them. Let me explain. When they play these little fucking tests, what they're trying to do is pull you into their emotional world and get you emotionally reactive. When you do not get emotionally reactive, what this is masculinity, something that she cannot perform, something that gets her off. It makes her pussy wet, getting that masculine response. She gets turned on by your strength. That's a positive for her. Now, if you fail the test, if you do act emotionally reactive, it weeds out a non-masculine suitor. It's a win for her. It's a win-win anytime she plays a fucking game.
I can't. No, I really want to bail. No, 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 no. No, Andy, I really want to bail. No, 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 I'm serious. Please back up, Andy. No!
Yeah, you did it! Yeah, Shayla!
You're fucking crazy!
Yeah! You did it! Yeah, girl!
I fucking love you!
I love you! How is
This is what it looks like when a man leads, and why it's so important for a man to lead, and why it's so important for a woman to keep her mouth shut. You notice how if it was just her, she would have never taken the leap, but since her man forced her to do it, she immediately screams, "I love you." And this right here is all the proof you need that women should not make decisions, and they should simply find a man that they trust to give them love, care, and support, and guide them in the right way. No arguing. No fighting, maybe a little bit of talking back, but at the end of the day, you still do what the man tells you to do. And 9 times out of 10, it's going to lead to your success. It's going to lead to a memory. It's going to lead to emotions that make you feel abundant and loved. Now imagine if it was a weak man, a man that didn't push his woman to go beyond her fears, a man that just accepted, oh, well, she said no, so let's just pack it up. She's saying no, I'm going to respect her and her choices and what she's saying and her opinion on the topic. I'm going to respect her as my woman. You're not a man. And she would have definitely, this is the ironic part, women never want to do what they say they want to do. It's always the opposite. So even if you did respect her and was like, okay, babe, we don't have to do it, she will always regret not taking that leap, and she will always look at you negatively for not forcing her to take that leap, even though she didn't want you to have her take that leap. You as a man need to understand that this is how women operate. It is your job to take charge. It is your job to tell a woman what's going to happen. And if she doesn't like it or can't accept it, then you get rid of her because she doesn't want to be led. At the end of the day, men make decisions, women make suggestions. Yes, a woman is supposed to be able to give her man advice in a different perspective, but at the end of the day, he is ultimately the one in control of what happens. And even if that woman gave him a different perspective, he's just going to use that perspective on what he chooses to do. He might operate a little bit differently. He might think about it a little bit differently so his decision can be more successful based on what you said. But your job is not to help make him a decision. Your job is to share your thoughts and allow your man to lead.
And you have honestly and truly, you have a lot of people that switch their emotions during the time, depending on how they feel, right? But I do get his point. You have a lot of women that say, well, I don't want to do it. I feel this way. But then when they start doing it, oh, you know what? This is a good thing. I'm glad you made me do this, right? And this is the problem with a lot of relationships, that men will be saying, we need to go this way. We have to go this way. We have to do this. But the whole entire time, they'll be getting pushback from the woman that says she's on his team. And it's frustrating to a man because he constantly has to come back, babysit you, check on you, reassure you. Now, everybody needs to be reassured. Everybody needs to be validated. Everybody needs to be listened to. But when you have to do it every minute, every hour, every day, then you can't get anything done. Because, and even when you look at that, you having to validate somebody every hour of the day, it's going to take them at least 30 minutes to feel normal again. So you really don't have another hour. You really have 30 minutes to go do something and then come back and check in 30 minutes. 30 minutes to do something and then come back and check in with you once again. And so you start tailoring your life around that person. Okay. Whereas I work at a desktop, I might now go get a PC and then, a laptop, and then come in there and work with them. So when they're laying in the bed crying and hollering and snotting and screaming, I can hold their hand. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Whereas I don't do a lot of moving, right? And then honestly, at that point in time, you might get less work done. Who knows? But the point is, you're not getting any work done at all. Even in that 30 minutes, how long does it take you to actually focus back on what you're doing? So at that point in time, you might only get 10 minutes of actual work done. So the whole entire day, for 8 hours, you probably got 10 minutes every 8 hours, 80 minutes. So a little over an hour, or a little under an hour and a half of work you've done in 8 hours. This is what men have to deal with the modern women. They can't do anything on Saturday. You can't spend all day watching the game. I don't want to spend all day watching the game, but I would like to do something with my Saturday. I worked all week. Well, I did too. And we still got to do this. Then go do what you want to do with your Saturday. Don't try to come up in here taking up. Well, that's our house. I don't see. It's our house, but it's something that you want to do. You want to do that. We don't have to do that. We don't need to do that. Well, I want to make it better. This, and okay. Great. Fine. But we shouldn't have to do a project every single weekend. All my weekends are taken up. I can see if you say, well, we want to remodel. So that remodeling is probably going to take a short period of time. And so you give up a short period of time relatively in order to gain something for the next, 20, 30 years. But what modern women like to do is they like to take up your time every weekend. And not every weekend, not just every weekend. They like to take up your time throughout the week. Can you go do this? Can we run here? We need to stop there. Or I want to stop in and look at this, and this. And there ain't nothing. We can't get anything done because I'm always running behind you. That's the problem.
Most men would benefit from a villain arc. That's right. Most men would benefit from having a little bit of capacity for evil in their world. When you don't have a capacity for evil or violence, what this signals to any woman that you deal with is that you are very unfamiliar with power. That dries her fucking coochie up. So this is how you start your villain arc. I'm sure that you have some women or woman in your world that you aren't very attracted to, but you could probably get that woman. I want you to go get that woman. From there, I need you to consistently act like nothing that woman does it for you, or it's not enough for you. You expect more from her. Always. I recommend that you request her to do nearly impossible things for you. You very casually just expect them to be done for you. You become very upset and disappointed when she cannot deliver this near impossible thing. Then you cast her off and do not give her any more attention. Now, if you are a guy that is unfamiliar with power and unfamiliar with being evil, what this will do, it will empower you. Essentially, I want you to go and use women that you are not attracted to as pawns for your own empowerment. You need to practice the dark triad. Most importantly, you need to become familiar with power, with wielding power. Women do not want men that are unfamiliar with power.
Don't overlook a man's car being messy if they pick you up for a date, because that actually is a sign that they are not going to prioritize your needs.
No, that's stupid. But science can help you have a better relationship, and so can I. I'm Max Butterfield, Dr. Max Butterfield. I study this kind of thing for a living, and if you're tired of influencer nonsense, the noise, the misinformation, the personal anecdotes leading you astray, well, I make daily science-backed reels about love, dating, attraction, relationships, and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. So follow me for more. In this case, 3 science-backed facts you should know. Number 1, one of the best predictors of a happy and healthy relationship relationship is physical attraction. Do you find them attractive? Do they find you attractive? If so, that is a really good sign. Number 2, are you kind to them? And are they kind to you back? If so, that is a really good sign. And then finally, number 3, do your values match? Do you care about the same things? Are you headed in the same direction in life? Do you have the same timeline and trajectory? If so, those are really good things, and your relationship is off to a good start if you have a match on just those 3 simple things. It's really simple. Drop the influencers, look for someone who's kind, be kind back. That's it. Follow me for more.
It's actually good advice. You know, I don't know. I understand where she's coming from, but I don't even know why you would say this, knowing good and well some of these ladies get on here trying to influence and their room be a mess. Their room be a mess. Their counters be a mess. Everything they got going on be a mess. And this is what I'm saying. You have to have some sort of self-awareness. Well, I don't do that. I don't do. There's a lot of women that do exactly this. Exactly this. There's a lot of women. They talk about how men don't have stuff. They talk about how men are, they talk about how men, they only have a chair and a mattress and like a little desk to where they put their games. Oh, they're so simple. Look at my brother. He don't have nothing in his refrigerator, yada, yada, yada. And then you go to their house and they don't have anything either. You go to where they stay and they don't have anything either. That's crazy work. That's crazy work. Modern women have gotten worse at being self-aware. They've gotten worse at holding themselves accountable. They will sit up here and even, well, the T-app is gone now, but are we dating the same man? They will sit up there, get in there, dog a man out, talk about a man. He's this, he's that, he ain't this, he ain't that, and then fool around and be doing the same thing. Fool around and oh, he don't got no emotional intelligence. So how come y'all's last relationship ended? Well, you know, it's because he was a narcissist. Okay, well, he's a narcissist. Did you also have a part to play in that? Not really. I mean, sometimes I would call him names, but that's only after he did. There was one time, or there was a handful of times where I would call him out of his name, but that's because I was on my period. And that shouldn't be counted against me. There was a handful of times that I put my hands on him, but that's because I was struggling and I had just come off of a run and I didn't hit my goal and I didn't get my steps in. And so I just had to take it out on somebody. I just had to take it out on somebody, but that shouldn't be charged to me because those were things that I had out of my control. Those are factors that I couldn't control. I'm only a woman. I'm just a girl. All right, man.
You didn't use the whole container though, and if you're gonna make a man pay for your makeup, then does that mean he gets to choose how much or how little you wear? Which a lot of men, they would just opt out completely and have you wear nothing. But this is why a lot of men aren't dating anymore, because all of a sudden women think that they should have to just pay for whatever they come up with. What next? Oh wait, I don't think there's anything left. You should have to pay your phone bill, right? Your gas or whatever you use to survive. Why would any man sign up for that?
They didn't betray you. They just revealed themselves. You didn't lose a friend. You lost the illusion of one. You didn't lose love. You lost the performance of it. The thing is, people don't just switch up. They just finally stop pretending. And as painful as that moment is, the revelation is actually protection. You were never meant to stay blind to who they really are. So instead of replaying everything in your head and asking, God, why would they do that to me? Start thanking God that you found out now before you invest more, before you got deeper, before you attached yourself to something that wasn't even real. Because closure isn't always an apology. Sometimes closure is simply exposure of that person that frees you from them.
You know, Whataburger manager ain't playing.
Oh my god. Can you come to the Father Left Buffalo Whataburger? Oh yeah.
I didn't see this one. So this said the Whataburger manager stopped the attacker. I'm gonna have to watch that one again, man. Look how you get whooped with a trash can by a Whataburger manager. You got no type of fighting survival skills whatsoever. And Butter was wearing my man out with that trash can. God, let's watch it one more time, man.
Oh my god. Can you come to the Father Left Buffalo Whataburger? Oh yeah. Right now.
Man, y'all better leave these fast food workers alone, bro. Y'all, bro. Whataburger, Burger King, McDonald's, especially Waffle House, especially Waffle House, bro. Them cats, all them cats that they can throw it. That must be a qualification on the application at Waffle House. Can you fight, bro? Because I've seen some Waffle House workers throw down in real life and online. So I definitely don't mess with them cats out of Waffle House, bro. Them cats don't mind getting to it, bro. They better to scramble the eggs and scramble your face at the same time.
You know, if I were that person that just got beat over the head with a trash can, I would have probably gotten back up and started swinging again. You know, if there was nobody recording, then you could just get up and walk off. You know, no harm, no foul. I lost this round. I lost this round. But if you now have to do it for the camera. You now you now have to show out for the camera. You number one, the camera's recording. Number two, you not just gonna beat me down. You not just gonna whoop me and go on with business as usual. With business as usual. Like you didn't just beat me down and then you turn directly back to the cash register. That's a number 7 you said? No. And do you want to make that large? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm not going to let nobody drag me out from behind that counter. You didn't already beat me down. You turn back to the cash register. Number 7, you said? Extra mayo. You said you're going to make that a large. And while you turn in and tell them, number 7, extra large fries, they dragging me out in the background. They dragging me out. They lay me on the bench. They fanning me. They giving me some water. Let me recover you. And then all of this is taking place on camera. Even the security cameras can see this. Destroy all the footage. I might come back. Well, you know, you can't because Whataburger a lot of times is open 24/7. Right? So I might end up in jail for trespassing, for vandalism. I might at that point in time have to pay somebody that don't care about their life and they go do it. But there ain't no way you can catch me on camera like this.
My husband just informed me that he's had a very long, hard week at work. And so he just wants to enjoy the weekend in a clean house with some delicious home cooked meals. And I said, that's great, because I know that his mother's going to love having him for a few days.
Oh, so we both agree. Great. His mom can cook and clean better than you can?
Niggas only answer one question at a time and it be the most irrelevant one. Well, what can we learn from this? Stop asking multiple questions. Stop giving a nigga a reason to choose the dumber question to answer. But you know that might be hard to do when so many women value money so much. I hear them say, I ain't going 50-50 with a man. That's a roommate, but you'll sleep with him though, right? So you'll give up the body, but not the money. That's where you draw the line. But that's why they'll bring up shit like Wendy's. Yo, nigga cheated on you. That relationship should be over. He could have got an STD and brought it back to you, but you thinking about Wendy's. Of course the cheater gonna answer the question about Wendy's. He wasn't gonna ever bring up the cheat in the first place. This is why I said in the last post, a lot of women complain about men, but they don't do anything about it. I almost think they just need somebody to complain about. Why else when you good to them, they leave for their happiness then? They don't ever leave when you ain't shit. They really sit there and try to figure things out. They want to make it easy for you. Don't actually answer. Talk about the Wendy's just to distract me, whatever. It's just funny how women talk so much shit about men and they think they got us figured out, but then they don't ever do anything about it. They don't never see it coming. They act like they didn't know because he put on a show and you was the main character. You lying motherfucker. Subscribe to my YouTube, Planet Reality.
I mean, if you... Why would you continue to talk to this man if he did do that? If he did do that, why would you continue talking to him? For closure, I want answers. Modern women take their thinking process into relationships. So you got to tell me as a quote unquote friend why you did this. You got to tell me as a quote unquote friend why you would betray me like this. And that's how they think. Men think like, oh, it don't matter why you betray me. You did. And so it's time for me to move on.